Any other questions for the panel? Oh, we got, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm speaking from the Monterey Center in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we have come to these conventions quite regularly. I was here at the first convention, and I come here because it is such a theta boost. It keeps me going for the whole next year, basically. And that is because we don't have an org. I don't have an org that I can access. So I've had this dream, and I just wanted to pour some water on the seed that was planted earlier for the training camps. And that is to propose that perhaps the next convention would become a week-long training camp.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, comments? Any comments?
Yeah, I have one.
I think the one thing we all have to remember as we expand and grow and set up orgs on a larger scale is just be smart enough to learn from the mistakes of the past and don't repeat them. That's all.
I agree with everyone.
Yeah, one of the big mistakes. Oh, just a second. The big mistake from the past was that, see, before the takeover and the new regime came in, each org had its own was separate. It had its own separate charter, and it had its own. Every mission holder had his own separate charter. It was a franchise. When Miscavige umbrella the whole Scientology under RTC, it was easy for him to take over. So I caution people on this tape and for the future, do not umbrella, have nobody come in and umbrella the free zone under one organization, because you're going to have the same thing with dictator, right? And be franchise yourself, yeah, create orgs, but have each org be an org in itself, and we're all separate, but we're all here together. Okay, question.
I just want to, it's not a question, it's just a comment based on what you said. When we all met up in Deer Lake, up at Les Warren's place, they had that campground. That was wonderful. That would be a great place to have a camp. You could, I mean, there are many different price levels of place, and you can get to share, or people that have their own trailers can bring them, and that would be a wonderful place to do it.
Okay, you're saying, but I don't think they're there anymore.
No,
They
they're
moved
You could
on.
still get the resort.
We still get the resort, do it in a resort,
Anita,
place like that.
yeah. But the resort is still there.
Yeah, I got it, yeah,
It's reasonable.
right.
But can't you accommodate people where you are now?
Yes, we can, but they would be wouldn't be as concentrated. It wouldn't be as concentrated as when we did it last year at Deer Lake, because it was all on the same campground. It was a resort and it had cabins.
Yeah.
We don't have that, so people would have to stay within, I don't know, a 5-mile radius or something.
Pitch a tent.
Yeah, see.
Pitch a tent.
Can't do that.
But there are places that we could find to do that anyway.
You know, I want to share two statements of Ron Hubbard that really impacted on me on the Philadelphia doctorate tapes, if you haven't listened to them. He said, one, the freedom to leave the game must be guaranteed.
That's right.
Anybody can leave any game at any time. And the second statement that really impressed me, he said, one day you're going to have to run me and Scientology out. Meaning any kind of structure that structures us, interferes with our freedom to be, do, and have anything they want, whether it be Ron Hubbard or the Scientology organizations, we're going to have to run all of that out in order to have a pure freedom.
Elrake says also, OT works best in groups.
Yes. Yes. True, true.
Yes, the evidence is in front of us, in front of you, and you're all part of OT. I acknowledge you guys as OTs. We did quite well this weekend, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
John.
Question?
Yeah, taking up on where he just left off, that OT is best for groups.
Is there any CS that you could get for a group to handle, say, Washington or the Church of Scientology? Is there any group process?
Is there any group process?
In Russia, if you're trying to increase the data of various groups.
Is there any group process that we can process out the Church of Scientology? Is that what you're asking? Or audit them out?
We can auditing off charge and Theta, but we cannot audit the determinism of another person, never. So the self-determinism is always given by the persons. And when we, like the project we do with the OT missions, we are not having a goal that something is going to happen in this or that and other direction. We just take off the charge so that the entity which was suppressed can develop in a way it wants to go. That's it. So that's all what we can do. And you can go that it can be done on almost every level, like suppressed person down, or you can go up on OT levels, on OT3 or NOTs or higher. That all can be done, but it is always taking off the charge of something and let the entity develop as it wants.
Yeah, it's an important point. The only thing that you ever do in auditing is give the person back their freedom of choice. It's the only thing that you ever are doing in auditing.
And I want to address that question. It's beautiful. Charge is defined as reaching for something that cannot be reached for. You have a concept, I can't get there. Or withdrawing from something you feel you can't withdraw from. I can't get out of the Church of Scientology because if I do, I'll lose the bridge. Right? This is charge. Trying to reach for something that cannot be reached for, withdraw from something that cannot be withdrawn from. Ron said that which is not admired tends to persist. To me, the group process is to admire what a great job the church did in making a mess out of everything. Right? And look, everybody starts to smile and lighten up when you do that. You know, and I've had incredible success with clients doing that. To admire it and retire it. That's my attitude, is to admire and retire. Not to fight, not to resist, not to protest, in some ways not even to change. That was a valid experience. I got declared suppressive. It was one of the greatest OT levels, I kid you not. Once I got comfortable with people disconnecting from me, I began to admire what a great job I did of screwing up things when I did so. And that's my process. Admire, retire, and then create what you want.
Thank you. I also have something to say. I'm a firm believer in the phenomenon of the contagion of sanity. So the more charge that's flown, the more people that get trained, the more people that get audited, the more Theta, the more free Theta will prevail. And in the end, Theta trumps N Theta every time.
Yes. Yes.
Very good. Now think about it, like if we sit here and try to process them on a Theta level, isn't that what they're trying to do with us when they do the black knot stuff? I mean, now we become them. See, they're trying to push their self-determinism on us. And then what you suggested is us push it on them. And that's not what the text's about. The text's about freedom, not control.